Hey, it's Drew, and I'm doing a video today on the burn-off process for the new Pitboss 1600 grill I purchased. Stick around, we'll get right into it. Before we get into the burn-in process, let's look at the features we have here. So this is the Pitboss 1600. It's just shy of 1600 square feet cooking area. It's got this awesome new Wi-Fi and Bluetooth PID controller. It's equipped with this 32-pound hopper. It's gonna hold a ton of pellets. So on the grill's right-hand side, we see we have 3 hooks here to hold all your grilling attachments and a nice sturdy shelf. Below that, we have a bucket here to catch all those juices for when we're doing our long cooks. Below, we have this awesome little flat shelf here where we can store some things, maybe some pellets. You see I have my extension cord out here because this is a plug-in grill, so I do need to plug it into an outlet. And look at these heavy-duty wheels we have here. That's something. On this side, we have locking casters, which definitely come in handy. And in the front, there's that hanging shelf right there. If we just pull it out like that, it locks into place. Now we have a place to put all our trays and whatnot when we're grilling. And then we just lift up and it goes right back to home, and it's a low profile. There's a cord storage there, and there's this hopper clean out. This thing is sick. So say we're using mesquite chips here or wood pellets and we want to switch them out for something else. All we do is lift that lever up there, that drops down and into a bucket or whatever we're putting in goes our pellets. When you're done, just push that up, close this, fill the hopper, and we're good to go. And bonus, the grill comes equipped with this nice little rack hanger there. It even tells you what it is because this thing comes with 2 top racks, a middle and a top rack, in addition to the grates. And we'll take a look at that now. So as we open up the grill, there's those 2 top racks I was talking about. But this thing right here, this is actually what sold me on this grill. Got a nice little griddle there. Today we're not going to do the burn off on the griddle, but we'll take care of the rest of the grill. So all these racks, they slide out nicely like that, much like they would in your oven. And then this little beast here comes out and we can put it aside. Inside, we have the cross-hatched or diamond, whatever you want to call it, grill grates there. It's going to put nice little patterns on our food that we're cooking, on our meat. And if we take out these grill grates, which we have to do anyway for the burn-in process, one of the features that sets this grill apart from all the other pellet grills is this. It's got a sear plate. Once it's open, it lets that fire from the fire pot up to sear your meat so you can do your steaks. And they say it can get up to 1,000 degrees coming straight from this fire pot. Once it's closed, then it's just a normal pellet grill. And I think that's one of the best features. But in order to go ahead and do the burn-in process, one of the things that we need to do is remove all of this to see what we got. So I'm going to do that right now. This is also something you should do every couple cooks or so to make sure that everything is clean in there and you empty the fire pot. Now this is independent from the rest of this grate, so make sure when you pick it up you're extra careful. Alright, now that we made sure the diffuser plate is in the right place, we're going to get ready to power it on since we plugged it in. hear it. about a minute to see if I feel some heat coming from here. Alright, now we're getting a little warmer. So I'm going to hit the power button here and turn it off. What we're going to do now is we're going to fill this hopper with our Pitboss pellets here. What's really cool about this is that it has this nice little hopper window here. So you always know how much pellets you have in there or when you need to refill. We're powered back on. Probably a little bit hard to see, but there's a prime button right here. So now I'm going to prime it and I'm going to hold this down until I start seeing pellets drop into the fire pot. Now that we have a little more than a handful of pellets in the burn pot, the next thing for us to do is put the components back in here so we can get ready for the burn off process. Pay close attention to how you install this, because this should sit in an angle so it sends all of your grease and drippings this way to the exit. We don't want this to be a permanent mainstay. Since I don't have a thermometer from them, I'm going to see how close the temperature setting is on the PID to my thermometer. So I'm going to put my thermometer inside there. It's set for 360, that's the preset for Pitboss grills. As of right now, actually pretty close here. 109, 108, that's a good sign. We're getting up to that 350 really quickly here. There's a little bit of a difference here between both of these thermometers. I don't know, the difference could be this is the first burn, but it also could be the fact that the thermometer is kind of right over the fire pot. We shall see. Instructions in the manual say that they want us to set it for 30 minutes, and just to be safe, I'm going to set mine for 45 minutes. So. Alright, so I said I was going to do 45 minutes. I did probably closer to an hour because of the time it took for it to get to 350 degrees. But you can see right here we're running 350 degrees in. I actually added another thermometer. So if you guys can actually see that, one's running 369, one's running 373. So I mean, it's like 10 to 15 degrees difference. Not actually too bad. When we open up and look inside, I mean, we're getting a fair amount of little color change there, a little patina. I'm happy with it. Alright, so now that our burn off is complete according to Pitboss, we can actually just go right into the next part, which is actually cooking on this. But I'm going to do like what Ricer did on Dead Broke BBQ, and I'm going to season my grates and the whole interior grate with some cooking spray. And I'm going to set it for another 45 minutes, turning it up to 300. Maybe actually I'll go up to 400 degrees. Get all my grates in there. Let's go for another 45 minutes. Alright guys, that's a wrap. So burn off process for our new Pitboss 1600 series grill is all done. We are complete. So instead of doing the one burn off process that the instructions said, we did two. Big shout out to Ricer from Dead Broke BBQs again. I'll put his card up here so you guys can check him out. But he laid the framework for the burn off process. And pretty happy, guys. I really can't complain. So there's two things about this new grill that I wasn't really too happy about, but the end result is something I can live with. So this came from Lowe's. I ordered online, and it was supposed to ship with 2 meat probes. It has 4 ports on here, and they send 2 probes, and if you want more, you have to buy more. Unfortunately, when I put mine together, I could not locate my probes, so they were missing. So I went online, and they have a chat feature on the Pitboss site. After I registered my grill, I'm speaking to one of their customer service representatives, and I'm telling her that I don't have my meat probes. But in addition to not having my meat probes, I realized that my PID is one of the old PIDs that they've since changed. My PID does 25-degree increments up to about 350, then it goes into 50-degree increments. They have a new firmware update out where they're supposed to be doing 10-degree increments. And that firmware came out all the way in April. So I was really disappointed that I received one of the grills that didn't have that firmware upgrade. So fast forward, I contacted them on the chat, and 2 things happened. She was very apologetic for not having the probes in my kit. She wanted to know where it came from when I ordered it, and then also about the PID things that they have going on in certain stock that's out there. But I'll send one in the mail for you right away. So while I was chatting with her, I got a text message to my phone number about both the PID and the 2 probes that they're already shipping on their way. So, I mean, that's customer service right there. I got on the chat, and within 10 minutes already we have a resolution. So I can't be too upset about that. Here's something they don't put in the book that I learned after speaking to customer service too, is that they recommend 3 burn-offs. The book only asks for 1 burn-off, but they recommend 3. And the reason is this. That PID sensor, or that brain if you will, has to be able to marry up with the grill's internals, right? So it's going to take a little bit for it to actually gel and then for them to be on the same page. So they recommend 3 burn-offs to get there. Now that doesn't mean that I can't cook right now, but you just have to, you're going to have to manipulate your numbers to get the temperatures that you want until it actually learns what we'll work with. So that's a good tidbit that's not in the manual, but it's something that I wanted to pass on to you guys because I didn't see it anywhere. So thank you so much for watching this video today. I know this is a little out of pocket like I said earlier, but sometimes I'm going to do that. So that's my prerogative. And I hope I don't lose anybody because of it, but if I do, then it is what it is. So thank you again for watching my Pitboss video. I'm very excited for my new grill. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so that you can be alerted for the next video that I put out. Until next time.